Hey, good morning. This is session 4 of our 15-minute PD. This is actually the last one on classroom management. Each one of these is on the Edmodo page where you can access them through my Google presentation. And actually this one and the last two have been put onto YouTube where you can watch them as well. This week we are going to talk about simple ways to diffuse anger. But before we do that, I'd like to go back and kind of talk about a little bit what we did last week. Last week we focused on some ignorable behaviors. And this is a list of some of them. Some of the ones I want to kind of point out that I've seen teachers get angry about and actually start power struggles, and I've done it myself. I had a student last year who always wanted to go to the trash can. For whatever reason, a lot of times it was just to get up. And, if you can ignore it, if he's not hurting anybody, he's not being a distraction, then, try to ignore it. And once it's ignored, possibly it stops. Students sitting on the floor or on their desk when they're doing independent reading or even just independent work, if that's where a kid feels comfortable doing his work and they're continuing to get their work done, really, who cares? Let them kind of feel comfortable. Let them feel like they can be productive in whichever way they can be productive. All right, if you're watching this on the Google site page, on the left-hand side, you will see a Google form that has a spot for your name and your content area. And then the first real question deals with these points to ponder. If there's anything on these points to ponder that you feel is not true, click it, and then at the bottom of it, you have a chance to explain why you think it is incorrect. You might find a couple that you disagree with, and just make sure you make your point as to why. And the good thing is we'll have a chance to discuss it when we come to the 15-minute PD on Thursday. My hope is that we can actually pare it down to between 5 and 10 minutes in the classroom because we're doing the presentation on here. Here are the other set of the points to ponder. You can see them again on your left-hand side. If at any point you need to pause the video, just hit pause and you can answer the questions over on the left-hand side. All right, now that we've looked at those points to ponder, now I want you to read this poem. It's called Will We Ever Learn? And it deals with the idea of diffusing anger and how anger gets in the way of solving problems. I'm going to go on to the next slide, but if you'd like to read it, just hit pause. All right, so once you've read the poem and you've answered the points to ponder, scroll down a little bit on the Google form on the left-hand side, and you'll see example 1, 2, 3, and 4. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to read through each one of the examples. Once you've read through the examples, I want you to choose the 2 that you think a highly effective teacher would do. And once you've chosen those, I want you to explain why that teacher is highly effective at dealing with the issue and as well as dissolving anger in these 2 cases. So this is example 1. If you need to pause, hit pause. Example 2. Example 3, and example 4. Again, read them, choose the 2 that you think represent highly effective teaching, and then make a comment at the bottom. Again, I'm going to go on. If you need to go back, just hit rewind or pause. All right, so the last part of today's PD is I'd like you to choose one of these 3 different scenarios, and I want you to tell me how a highly effective teacher would handle any one of these 3 problems. And what I'll do is I'll print them out and I'll bring them to our 15-minute PD session on Thursday, and we can actually have a discussion about them, the scenarios, and how you all have decided that you think would be the most effective way to deal with one of these 3 situations. And that will be the focus of our time in the 15-minute PD on Thursday. So I'm going to go on to the next slide. If you need to pause, feel free to do so. Our last little shameless plug here, join the Edmodo group. I think there are about 22 of you currently on the Edmodo group. I'm going to start posting all kinds of stuff there. I posted all of the observation resources are now there. And then join us on Twitter. Ms. Brown runs the library one. Ms. Brown also helps me run the Southwest Academy Tigers one. A lot of good information there. We actually posted some stuff the other day about parent-teacher conferences. I know tonight's parent-teacher conferences. So PD actually kind of goes along with that. And then feel free to click on the Pinterest page. I haven't really done a whole lot with Pinterest since we did the brain breaks and the calls to attention. But if you find anything you think I should put it on there, just let me know, send me an email, and I'd be happy to put it on there. Also, if you're doing anything cool in your class and you want some publicity for your students and you, let me know and I'll swing by, I'll take a picture, and I'll actually tweet a picture out of it, or if you'd like, I can even tweet a video of it. All right, and I hope to see you on Thursday in our 15-minute PD session.